Hello substreamers and welcome back to Substream News. I'm recording here at a pretty special location. Some of you may recognize it. This is Bayon Temple. It's part of the Angkor Wat complex in Cambodia. I'm here on holiday and we've got two videos, and you might not know this as we don't really publicly number our videos. This is video number 99 and the next video will be number 100. So I thought we'd celebrate by recording somewhere extra special. So join me. I'm going to move my way around Angkor Wat as we shoot these videos and tell you this week's weird, wild and wonderful stories from the world this week. Okay, let's go. It feels like a bit of a juxtaposition to be in this ancient world right here, believed to be the first place in the world, the first city with 1 million people. Feels weird to be telling you that Microsoft is bringing Copilot AI to the Xbox to help gamers improve downloads, get advice, and become all-round better gamers. But that is the lead story in this juxtaposed video. But I can tell you that Xbox's corporate VP, Fatima Kardar, has revealed that Microsoft's AI assistant, Copilot, is definitely coming to the platform, whether gamers like it or not, and there has been quite a bit of resistance to this news. It's not gone down too well. The goal, is just to help gamers download more things, update things, and improve overall. Rather than being intrusive or annoying, it's meant to show up at the right times, to be a helpful, personalized gaming assistant when you need it the most, right? Offering tips and tricks and solutions and, all kinds of game support, things like that. Now, the features will launch first on mobile devices, so it would kind of be an app for your phone that supports your gameplay on a console. That might work for some people, it might not work for others, but they want to kind of give this companion experience. And I think it's an interesting application of AI, and, why not? Because what it can do is connect you to your game even when you're not playing, right? So you might be at work or at school or out and about, and it might remind you to think about your gameplay if you desire to become a much better gamer at the games you play. Now, it could be a game changer, it could be a gimmick, we don't really know right now. Many gamers are skeptical, many are resistant, reluctant, let's say, hesitant to try, but if it gives a competitive edge and improves the experience, why not give it a try and open your mind to it? Now, let me know in the comments, if you're a gamer, will you use this new AI feature, or will you do your utmost to turn it off? Let me know. Let's move on to the next story and find another beautiful shot. Next up, we have a battle brewing between Google and Utah. It's a very strange battle, but it's all about children's privacy and rights and safety online. Google is pretty unhappy with a new law in Utah about age verification in app stores. Now, Utah wants app stores to verify users' ages and get parental consent for minors to download all apps, literally any app. That would have them share kind of proof that they are a child or a minor before they can kind of access anything, and that would give a lot of information to app developers. Now, Google says this goes too far, but it also basically lets apps like social media platforms off the hook from having to implement safety protocols. Google believes that it should be the apps that know their apps and their audiences best and how to protect them from perhaps illicit content or vulnerable exploits or anything like that. It should be on the apps, not on the app stores, right? That is a bit of a debate, and they've called this concerning legislation that raises a lot of concerns about, well, let's say, privacy and safety risks. And they're very worried about how this change in the law could kind of help bad actors to share information about children or teenagers online. Now, it's a bit of a complex one. I suggest, if you're interested in this topic and how the future of legislation and regulation for apps could be affected, go down to the video description because we share all of our sources there. We try to be good digital journalists here at Substream News, so you can read the full story with all of the nitty-gritty details that I have omitted in my presentation here. For now, though, let's move on. Substreamers, would you pay $50 million for a latte? Because someone just did. and I'm going to tell you who. Michael Garcia, a man from California, has just won a $50 million lawsuit after a Starbucks employee failed to put the lid on his latte properly at a drive-thru, spilling it all over his genitals and burning him severely. Garcia's lawyers accused Starbucks of breaching its duty of care, and the jury agreed, and that's why he got this massive payout, $50 million. Starbucks, ironically, has just paid for the most expensive coffee of all time, $50 million. Let that sink in. That is absolutely gonna burn. Let's move on to the next story. News coming out of Mexico this week reveals the absolute depth and horror of cartel violence. Let me tell you more. And a warning to viewers, the gruesome details of this story might be hard to hear. I'm sorry. Volunteers searching for missing loved ones discovered a mass grave close to Guadalajara. They found bone shards, hundreds of personal items, and they believe that this was a huge mass grave. It's very sad. And why? Why are there so many people being buried in these mass graves? They believe that these are the people who refuse to be drawn into gang violence. They refuse to become part of the gang. So if they don't accept when they are recruited, they're simply killed, burned in large cremation ovens, and put in holes out in the middle of nowhere. It's awful. In these days, you'd like to think that it doesn't happen anymore, but it seems it still does. What makes this even worse is that a lot of the personal items belong to women and children. They found over 700 items, so they believe there were hundreds of people here buried, cremated and buried. And they also found a lot of figurines of Santa Muerte, who is a figure revered by criminal gangs in Mexico. Now, what makes this story even more bizarre and suspicious is that police actually found this site months ago and didn't realize what it was. They didn't bother to dig or uncover the true significance of the location. It was only in the last week or so that they realized it was a mass cremation and grave site. It's a deep reminder that there is a lot of violence still in the world. And now, substreamers, time for something different. It's time for our lighter note, and I'm very pleased to reveal this story. It's about a couple who had their eye on a very peculiar property for about 4 years, and they've recently purchased it, and I think this is super interesting, and I'm happy to share it with you. A couple from Idaho just bought a really bizarre Navy barge. It's actually a top secret barge, and the kind of things they were working on are not fully understood. But it's been on the market for years, and well, really, it's not just any kind of boat. It's 65 years old. It's been abandoned for quite some time. Now, yeah, after 4 years, they finally decided to buy it, and I would say that's a pretty interesting commitment. Now, according to the news story, which you can find in the video description, as always, the barge was actually used for acoustic research on Lake Pend Oreille, Idaho's largest lake, and it also served as an inland naval testing site, but for what purposes, we're not quite sure, let's say. It was also used to house advanced equipment to study sound waves of submarines and torpedoes. They believed that there were vast secrets hiding beneath the surface of the water. Now, are the couple planning to continue these testing? No, they're planning to transform this historic vessel into a floating home. That will be a massive undertaking to completely renovate this historical and strange floating building into a modern living property. That's a very unique fixer-upper, and I wish them all the best of luck. And it actually kind of ties into the fact that this site here at Angkor Wat, it's been here like 1,000 years, probably more, but people haven't lived here for hundreds of years. The odd person has a hut on the grounds, but in general, everybody lives in the city nearby, Siem Reap, and I don't know why. I'd like to find out why, but it's interesting how humanity changes and moves over time. And on that note, we're going to move on. I'll see you in the next video.